Are you the type of person that hates pooping in the woods? Well, I'm not. To be honest, it's one of my favorite things about backpacking. I think it's a fantastic experience. But whichever type of person you are, you're gonna love these 3 simple mods to your poop kit that will help everything go smoother.
Hooray!
Hey y'all, my name is Adam, and today I'm letting you in on my dirty little secrets. That's right, we're going inside the poop kit. I've got 3 things that you're gonna wanna add to your ditty bag for your next backpacking trip, plus a bonus tip at the end that I'm trying out for the first time this year. So before I get into the tips though, I do wanna just mention, I definitely recommend getting like some kind of bag. It doesn't have to be one of those fancy like Dyneema bags that you see that they sell for this. It could just be a simple Ziploc bag or something like this. But keeping it separate from the rest of your gear makes it nice and handy. If you have like an actual kit that's ready to go, it's easy to grab. You've got everything you need in it and take off and do your business. Also just helps keep things a little bit more sanitary so you're not accidentally spreading any germs around the rest of your bag. All right, so let's get into it. Number 1, ironically, is the Deuce 2 trowel. And this is not something that's new or uncommon out there, but I did want to mention it. For years, I kind of thought like buying a special trowel. I sometimes had like a little camp shovel. I also tried just using hiking sticks, rocks, sticks on the ground, and those work okay. But for the 0.97 ounces that this takes up in your bag, it's well worth it for the functionality you get out of it. You know, I would find that when I was digging holes with rocks or sticks and stuff, a lot of times it was hard to actually dig it deep enough. And you know, if you get in enough of a hurry, it's hard to dig that deep and get that full like 6-inch, 6 to 8-inch cat hole that you're supposed to be digging. And you know, to be honest, this helps me actually dig that much deeper to actually get a true cat hole going, which is sometimes a lot harder to achieve with sticks and rocks. This thing is super sturdy. I've been using it for a few years now. Even though it's so lightweight, I've not had any trouble with it bending whatsoever. It also has these serrated edges on it, which is super helpful for like it cuts through small roots and things in the ground much easier than, you know, using something that's not meant for this. And what I've done is taken some paracord and wrapped it around the handle, and that way you get just a little bit more grip on this. And I kind of just found that, you know, when you are trying to dig through some roots or harder ground, this would kind of cut into your hand a little bit, you know, just kind of, this makes it a little bit more comfortable to grab and hold on to, give you a little bit better leverage and grip on it. Bonus, you've got some extra paracord for emergency purposes. It's probably not that much paracord, maybe 10 feet worth, but doesn't add that much weight. Here, I'll show you. That makes it an extra ounce in the paracord, so 1.9 ounces total. All right, so number 2 is hand sanitizer. And I just buy these little travel bottles of this, and I find this to be so much easier to use than the camp soap and water or the powdered soap where you have to mix it with water. This just simplifies it and weighs less, quick and clean. But this is 1 fluid ounce, and I don't typically carry it full. I've used this on a number of different backpacking trips. A little bit goes a long way, and it comes in handy, you know, at other times too, if you need to, you know, wash your hands quick before cooking dinner or something like that. Right, so number 3 poop kit mod is a whistle. That's right, my friends. Allow me to tell you a little story of how this came to be in my poop kit. I was in high school and I was just getting into backpacking, and it was my first or second trip going backpacking with a bunch of other high schoolers, and we had gotten to camp and we'd set up camp, and it was supposed to storm, but it hadn't started storming yet. And so I set off, you know, to go do my business, and I brought my trowel, and that was it. Everything else was, you know, inside my tent at the campsite. And since it was a bunch of high schoolers, guys and girls, we had designated 2 separate areas for the guys' bathroom and the girls' bathroom. But they weren't exactly opposite sides of the camp. They were both just kind of set off in different directions from the camp, kind of a triangle. So anyway, I went off to do my business and took my trowel with me.
20 minutes later.
And then after I finished, I didn't want to accidentally walk into the girls' bathroom area.
So this is what it looks like.
So I took what I thought was a little bit of a detour around the outside just to make sure. I somehow ended up completely missing the campground, and I went way past it apparently. Ended up getting turned around, couldn't really make my way back, and it started to storm. So I couldn't hear anybody talking, they couldn't hear me, and it was like pretty torrential, you know, Colorado, pretty torrential afternoon thunderstorm. And so I continued to get more and more turned around, trying to get panicked, trying to get back to my tent. Everybody got into their tents. You know, my tent buddy got into somebody else's tent and assumed that I was in our tent. And so nobody knew I was gone. Yelling wasn't helping, they couldn't hear me. And so I was out there for 3 or 4 hours, and I hunkered down under a tree, and I didn't know what to do. And so eventually I just kept yelling, and some passerby hikers heard me, and then they saw the campsite and they were able to come and alert the other campers that I was out there yelling. But ever since then, I always carry a whistle with me when I go hiking, and I also keep one in my poop kit now so that it's easy to just take with me, because oftentimes that's all you're taking with you when you're going off pooping. And if something should happen, you know, if you got injured, you know, you fell down a cliffside, or, you know, you never know what could happen. This way, you have some way of trying to help people find your location. It's super lightweight. I just found one of these plastic whistles. There's no pee in it, so that it doesn't rattle in the bag, which is nice, but it's still just as loud, and it's practically weightless. We'll see how much it weighs here. Yeah, it doesn't even register on the ounces, so highly recommend sticking this in there. You won't know it's there unless you need it. Before I hit the bonus item, if this is helpful to you, can you help me by hitting that like button? It really helps this get seen by others. All right, bonus poop kit mod. This is a new one for me that I'm trying out this year. It is the Kulo Clean Backcountry Bidet.
Ooh la la.
And I'm actually pretty excited to use this. As I alluded to earlier, I actually really love the pooping in the woods experience, but this I'm hoping is gonna enhance that even more. You just screw this onto the top of a water bottle, and you can give yourself a little squirt right out of that hole right there. Helps you improve your hygiene, gets you a little cleaner, saves on toilet paper, hopefully helps the whole process go quicker, cleaner, smoother. So I'm gonna try it out this season, and I'll report back on how it goes. All right, so if you want more backpacking and camping content, make sure you hit subscribe. And if you want more backpacking hacks, check out this video I made of 22 backpacking hacks that all weigh under 1 ounce. And remember, you got this, Dad.